Good morning. Today is Thursday, November the 12th, and welcome to our weekly COVID-19 update briefing. Unfortunately, the Bossier Parish's positive cases as of this morning are 4,717, which is an increase of 249 since last week's report. And unfortunately, we've had 4 more deaths, bringing our total deaths in the parish up to 127. Some good news this past week is that the Pfizer company has announced that they've come up with a vaccine that's been tested and is 90% effective. And there's also another company that seems on the cusp of having a vaccine that may be out on the market soon. So there's a lot of discussion now on what will be the priorities for distribution. One would expect those vulnerable populations and first responders, and then eventually the general population. So the determining of priorities and the distribution of the products are being considered at this time. The state has plateaued in the number of positive tests, which is good compared to our other states, but it's still higher than our goal of 5% or less. So we're having a continuing problem, but we are doing better than most of our neighboring states. On Friday, October the 23rd, the State House of Representatives passed a petition that attempts to overturn the governor's authority under the public health emergency response. The legislators are concerned that the governor's positions are too just too stringent and harmful to businesses. Their position is that the petition that they have passed cancels the governor's authority to direct our effort, and the state attorney general, Jeff Landry, has agreed with them. The governor disagrees with the legislators and the attorney general, and on Monday, October the 26th, the governor filed a suit in the 19th Judicial District to block this petition. Judge Morvan has rejected the temporary restraining order, so this provides a path for the governor to issue guidance and directives on the state's response to the pandemic. The governor has stated that he has relied on the Corona Task Force at the national level and then on the advice of the Louisiana Department of Health in making his decisions. He feels that emergencies such like this cannot be effectively managed by a committee, and that to abandon the efforts that we've put forth so far would jeopardize the lives of the people and the gains we've made. So this disagreement between the legislator and the governor remains unresolved. However, the 19th Judicial District is supposed to have a hearing on that today, Thursday, November the 12th. The Governor's Proclamation 158 is the most recent proclamation out, and it will, as indicated in that proclamation, not 158, that the state will remain in Phase 3 of the recovery through December the 4th, unless a subsequent proclamation or termination should occur sooner. The surge of positive tests in every state in the Union and all over the world makes it clear that the threat remains very real, and that no one, absolutely no one, can assume that they're not subject to having the virus. And we all know that some individuals are asymptomatic, but we also know that such individuals can have the disease and can spread it to others, causing illnesses and deaths. The wearing of masks remains a controversial issue and is a major item of concern. However, again, almost universally, doctors, medical experts are saying that wearing the mask is just critical. And in Louisiana, the governor's proclamation is that every individual in Louisiana at the age of 8 or older shall wear a face covering the mouth and the nose. And that's when you're inside a commercial establishment or any other building or space that's open to the public. whether indoors or outdoors, and this also applies to commercial and public modes of transportation. Also, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, recently announced that young children are more likely to contract and pass along the virus than previously believed. They now recommend, not direct, but recommend that children age 2 or older wear a mask. So what can we do as we wait for these vaccines to be implemented to help save lives, improve our economy, and prevent regression to a lower level of the recovery? Well, they are that we must continue to follow the prevention and mitigation protocols that have been established. I'll review those in just a moment. Next, we urge everyone to get a flu shot. The Center for Disease Control points out that the potential for compounding the problems that we have now with COVID-19 as we go into flu season just makes it that much worse. So we're urging, and they're urging, that everyone, whether they normally get flu shots or not, get one this year. The governor believes it's incredibly important, as do I, that we continue the protocols for prevention and mitigation. They have not changed, and I'll summarize them below. First, wear a mask. It's not popular, but it's absolutely critical. Wash hands for at least 20 seconds. Cough into the bend of your elbow. Do not touch your face, and disinfect surfaces which are touched frequently. Maintain social distance of at least 6 feet. If you're sick, stay at home and follow the advice of your medical provider. And as always, avoid crowds. Also, health officials now are very concerned about the spread of disease from small gatherings, such things as weddings, Thanksgiving, which is coming up, Christmas, which is coming up, and these sorts of things where people tend to let their guard down because they were people they know and whatever, and we're seeing a lot of now increases and surges in the number of positive cases from these smaller groups. Also, colleges and schools being out for the holidays has caused concern about the transmission of this virus through contacts at college, bringing them home to moms and dads and aunts and uncles and so on. According to the CDC, the symptoms of this virus may appear as few as 2 days, but in some cases in 14 days. So it's just not consistent that it's going to happen immediately. So if you have any general questions about the coronavirus, you can call number 211 to get more information. And I have observed a lot of our people in Bossier City and Bossier Parish wearing their masks and complying with the social distancing. And I really thank you for doing this and continuing to be a positive force in fighting this pandemic. This concludes today's briefing. Our next briefing will be a week from today, Thursday, November the 19th. Thank you, and good day.